In January this year, a pop up coffee shop appeared in the outer net at Tottenham Court Road tube station in London. They had one item on the menu, flat white, with no variations on the milk, no syrups, and literally only one size available. The name of the pop up, flat white or fuck off. So they literally serve coffee for one day, and by the time they closed, they had 32,000 new Instagram followers. And 4 months later, there are still tons of marketing people who are citing it as one of the sharpest positioning moves they've ever seen. Now, here's what I want you to notice about this and how it can help you grow your business. They grew because they were so super specific. They said no loudly before they said anything else. And that no is exactly why the right people found them. If you're running a service business at any serious revenue level or aspirations to run it at a serious revenue level, you probably already know your best clients are not going to come when you cast a really wide net. And like me, I'm sure you've heard niche down so many times that it's become background noise or like a low running anxiety because it feels super risky to do it. So in this video, I'm taking you somewhere more specific. You see, your positioning is doing one of two things right now. It's either filtering the right people in or it's letting everyone through and creating busyness. And busyness costs you business because you get wrong inquiries, wrong proposals, calls that go nowhere, that kind of busy. And I want to show you how to fix that. Here's the pattern I see with almost every technical B2B business founder that comes to me. They've grown mostly through referrals and word of mouth. They have some good clients and pretty strong retention rates, but they've hit a ceiling. And when I ask them, who do you work with? Like, who's your target audience? I usually hear something along the lines of, we work with businesses of all sizes across a range of industries. And I totally understand why. Like, when you've built a business through referrals, you've had to say yes. Saying yes kept the lights on in the first few years. Heck, saying yes built your team. And so many founders tell me, I just say yes to everything and then figure out how to make it work afterwards. But here's what's also happened. Your message blurred. So now when you try to market, whether it's on your website, LinkedIn, Instagram, email, content, any of it, you're writing for a hypothetical person who doesn't quite exist. Someone sort of like your best clients, but not quite. And the person who is precisely the right fit, they scroll past because nothing you said, nothing you wrote says this is specifically for you. Rory Sutherland, one of the sharpest marketing thinkers around, he amplified the flat white pop-up because it demonstrates something he talks about constantly. Signals that cost you something are more credible than signals that cost you nothing. So telling the market you're not for everyone actually builds credibility with the right person faster than any credential or we go the extra mile for our clients or we've been in business for 15 years kind of badge on your website. You see, people buy from people and they buy based on emotion and then they later justify their purchase with logic. So your ideal client chooses you the moment something makes them feel seen. And you can only make someone really feel seen if you've decided exactly who it is that you're talking to. So specificity is the mechanism. Broad messaging produces broad feelings. Specific messages produces recognition, and recognition is what drives conversions. I call this repellent positioning, and it has two parts. Part one, name who you're not for specifically. Like if you work with B2B service businesses with 20 to 60 staff who are ready to invest properly in their IT infrastructure, say that. If you work with founder-led businesses between 500k and 2 million in revenue who've outgrown winging it, say that. And here's an example from a client I worked with last year. They got a call from a construction company with a 500 million euro turnover through a search. And they called my client first because the website was specific enough to feel credible, specific enough to make these people think, this person understands our world. So they called the one that looked most like it got them. That's how you need to show up. And part two is articulate the problem that your best clients actually have, but in their language. So your best clients come to you because something is costing them and they need someone who's already seen it or solved it before. And the founders I work with often come to me because they're generating leads, but converting the wrong ones. They come because they're taking clients who drain them, even if they haven't said it out loud yet, that the ceiling they've hit is as a result of a messaging problem. So say the specific thing in your content on your website and how you talk about what you do. Say it like you've seen it before, because you probably have. And I'll add here that when you're specific and your messaging is clear, it's so much easier to package what you sell rather than having to create bespoke proposals that drain time in creation and delivery every single time. Total bonus. And like, just picture the pop-up. It's easier to set up an assembly line with a smooth flow when everything is just a flat white rather than an espresso or a macchiato or a mocha or whatever different type of milk or syrup, you name it. And then when there's no variation, everything just flows easier. And the referral was literally doing the positioning for them. Now, compare that to an IT business in the UK with a full marketing team generating hundreds of leads a month and converting almost none of them because the leads are wrong. Every variation of "we need IT help" from companies that can't afford what they actually sell. So 5 or 6 quality leads with 4 conversions are a better business than 200 leads and 12 conversions, because revenue per hour of a sales effort is a completely different equation. And here's the moment of recognition. If you've ever had a client who you knew in the first call that wasn't right for you and you took them anyway because the pipeline felt maybe a little empty, that's positioning actually telling you something. The nearly empty pipeline is the symptom, and broad messaging tends to be the cause. So one of the first traps I see with this is thinking that repellent positioning means being aggressive or alienating, like flat white or fuck off. Yeah. Yes, for sure, it has an expletive in the name, and people loved it because clarity reads as confidence as opposed to aggression. Like, you can be warm and direct at the same time. Actually, do me a favor and leave me a comment below if you've ever held back from getting specific because you were worried about losing clients. I see this all the time, genuinely, and I want to know how many of you are sitting on a clearer message you haven't said yet. Now, the second trap is waiting until your positioning is perfect before you say anything publicly. You will wait forever. Positioning sharpens through use, so say the specific thing now. See who responds, what the response is. The feedback is going to be faster and way more useful than any AI research or guessing or waiting for perfection. And I always say traction has the word action in it, so take action. Done is way better than perfect here. If you want to work out what your repellent positioning actually looks like, who you're for, what problem you name, what language your best clients use, we could build that exact thing in a strategy day. One full day, we look at your current messaging, your best clients, where the gap is, and you leave with a positioning statement and a plan you can implement straight away. The link is below. If it's for you, you'll know. The clearest thing you can say in your marketing is who you're not for. Because the moment you stop trying to be the flat white for everyone, you become unmistakably the flat white for someone.